KnowledgeHub was finally live in the cloud, but it still had one limitation. If you wanted an answer from a 100-page employee handbook, you had to find it yourself. So I thought, what if you could just ask the app? So I gave KnowledgeHub an AI assistant, and then I tested whether it could actually be trusted. Now an employee can ask something simple like, how many vacation days do I get? Or what is the parental leave policy? And instead of searching the entire document, the app finds the relevant information and uses it to generate the answer. This is called RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. And the idea is actually pretty simple. First, retrieve the relevant information. Then give that information to the AI. Then generate the answer. Retrieve, augment, generate. Quick note on the model. I originally started with OpenAI, but for this experiment, I switched to Google's Gemini because it offered a free API tier. The important part for me was being able to experiment with RAG without adding another paid service. When a document is uploaded, the app extracts the text and breaks it into smaller chunks. Each chunk is converted into an embedding, basically a numerical representation of its meaning. Those embeddings are stored in PostgreSQL database. Then when someone asks a question, the question is converted into an embedding too. The app finds the most relevant chunks and sends those to the AI as context. So the AI isn't just answering from the general knowledge, it's answering from the documents inside KnowledgeHub app. Here's what I really wanted to test. Could the AI answer using a document the user wasn't supposed to access? Because getting an AI chatbot to work is one thing. Making sure it respects permission is another. So I tested it. I asked about a document belonging to another department. The RAG pipeline checks authorization before the document content reaches the AI. The restricted information wasn't returned. Instead, the assistant gave a safe response. And that was important to me because with an AI application, you don't just need to ask, can it answer? You also need to ask, what is it allowed to answer? And that's probably my biggest takeaway from this entire project. AI can write code, it can suggest an architecture, it can build features, but you still have to question the assumptions. You have to test them, you have to find the things that break, and you have to decide whether the solution actually makes sense. That's where engineering judgment still matters. So that's KnowledgeHub. It started as an AI-built application and became a project where I learned how important it is to build, review, test, debug and deploy, not just generate code. For my next project, I'm going smaller. I want to build something that solves a real everyday problem. Something people can actually download and use. So if there's a problem you have been wishing an app could solve, tell me in the comments. I might build the next one around your idea. And if you want the KnowledgeHub repo and the important notes from the project, comment, deploy, and I'll share them.